I started on this path at the age of 24 with pancreatic cancer, and that was my initiation to enhance my consciousness. And I pursued the question of what is the root cause of disease. The pancreas specifically is losing the sweetness of life. So everything that's the sweetness of life. Yes. So that's why, diabetes is an issue with the pancreas and the insulin production, is because it has to do with that root cause healing of sweetness of life. So when we look at everything from a unity consciousness perspective, everything is good and everything is God. You look at it from a duality, a disempowered story, and that's okay too. Choose your own adventure. Or we can look at it as it's all God, it's all love, it's all for me. So when we get something like a dis-ease, we can look at it's a messenger to teach us the lesson, because when the student is ready, the messenger appears. And when the student's truly ready, the messenger then leaves. So if I receive the message from the messenger of pancreatic cancer, I no longer have to live in the experience of pancreatic cancer, because everything is happening for me to bring me into alignment of who I truly am and what I'm really here to do. And so at that time in my life, at 24, I was making a lot of decisions to go on a life path that was from outside of myself, what I thought others wanted me to do. So I was my solar plexus, that's the energy center that the pancreas is connected to. So rather than exercising my divine will, I was people pleasing and making those choices. That makes you start slipping on the sweetness of life, and thus the pancreatic cancer. It took years to get to that level of understanding. I went through the physical aspect of disease, into the emotional, into the mental, and then into the spiritual. And it's all connected. So we can get to the root cause of disease very quickly and turn that into ease. All disease is being at unease with an aspect of ourself, an aspect of consciousness. There is no, in unity consciousness, the world is a mirror for you to see yourself. There is no they. They are you. What are they showing you about you? And when we have the courage to sit with ourself as everything is for us, and it's all us showing us aspects of ourselves, we can shift very quickly into grace and ease and fun and play. And the goal is not just not dis-ease, coming into ease and alignment with ourself and with nature and how it was created to be. But when you do, you really start the beginning, which is where the true fun begins, which is all that we are able to do, what we're really capable of, what God designed us to really do. We activate our spiritual gifts and our purpose and our passion and our mission, and then life becomes really fun. So that's what we're doing today in this session, a big pillar of who we are as beings after the whole God self, the singular self, the unity consciousness of all that is. We have the individual self. And within our individual self, we then split into two energies, which is masculine and feminine energy. This does not mean male and female. This is not the sexes. This isn't about the physical body. This is the energy of masculine energy and feminine energy. Everything in creation, once you move into a duality perspective, is governed by masculine and feminine energy. Most of us have been imbalanced. Our whole world is imbalanced. What we're seeing in the world is the world wobbling back into balance. It's all happening for us. It's all necessary. On the other side of this wobbling back, the pendulum is swinging. It was way over here. We're doing this and we're going to come back into balance. And as within, so without. Everything happening in the world is happening within us. How we can best, greatest, most impact the world is by coming into harmony and alignment within ourselves. Because then we automatically are increasing, raising the energy and the awareness of what's outside of ourselves. If I want to help bring the masculine and feminine energy into balance outside of me, I do it in me first. And that's how we've been taught everything was reversed. It was seek out there, right? And it's actually seek in here, and you shall find. We look within. So the masculine energy has been where we've predominantly been as society for a very long time. The masculine energy is represented by the archetypes of God, the sun, day, summer. It's the mind, it's the physical realm, it's the known, it's what is conscious, and it's our outer world. Everything has been an outward focused world. That right there is showing that we've been in the masculine. Within the masculine energy, there's healthy expressions of it and there's wounded expressions of it. If you look at the healthy and wounded expressions of both masculine and feminine energy, We not only have been imbalanced, but most of the world has been operating in the wounded expressions of masculine and feminine energy. In the masculine, that looks like abuse of power, aggressive, avoidant, competitive, confrontational, controlling, criticism, defensive, distant, domineering, emotionally unavailable, hungry for power, out of touch with body and feelings, being a perpetrator, stuck in the mind, unstable, unsupported, and withholding. The healthy expression of masculine energy that all of us, male and female, are capable of being in is assertive, boundaries are healthy and clear and strong, capable, certain, clarity, confidence, courage, direction, discipline, focus, humble, inner strength, we live in integrity, logical, objectivity, presence, protection, responsible, responsive, safe, stability, structure, support. Those are all good, healthy things that all of us, when we have that within us, we feel safe to be in the world. So what we're going to do within ourselves with our masculine energy, coming into harmony with our feminine energy, the world also has been showing us that the masculine feminine energy, instead of doing this beautiful dance, has been at war. And that's what's happened with inside of us too. If we look at how our energy has moved, and we'll do that exploration in just a minute, we'll see where our inner masculine has been at war with our inner feminine and vice versa. When we come into the healthy expressions of them and we let them marry each other, they create this beautiful dance. This is our DNA. Our DNA does this. Everything within creation is a microcosm to the macrocosm of these structures. And when we have this marriage, so not marriage outside of ourselves, male and female, but marriage within me of the masculine feminine energy, and I've had activated this divine sacred union within myself, now my inner child has a foundation where I have a strong, healthy masculine energy that sets my boundaries and protects me. I feel safe now. And my feminine feels safe to be in nurturing mode versus survival mode versus having to protect herself from this masochist masculine energy that's been abusing her. I had to realize that was within me. My inner masculine was a slave driver to my inner feminine. Anytime I tried to rest, my masculine is, you're lazy, get up, get going, you're not being productive. I had to come into harmony with that within myself. So then when the inner child feels safe to come out and play, when we live from our inner child, that's living in our complete innocence of who we were created to be before the world put anything not self on us, something a teacher said, something a parent said, something the TV programmed us, right? And we took on these not self parts. Think about who that most pure, true you is that you have felt maybe in the past not safe. It's not safe to be me in the world. They didn't understand me. They misunderstood me. They, whatever. They thought I was too much. They thought I was this, whatever projection other people put on you. When we feel safe in our masculine and feminine to live from our inner child, that's our divine will. So we're creating this triangular structure within us. Our masculine energy governs our right side of our body. Our feminine energy governs our left side. And our inner child really lives in our will and in our sacral center, our creativity, our fun, our play, when we think about who we were as kids and how we played, and our root. You think about it, you have to feel stable and secure to really live the childhood. And that's what we're doing. We're reparenting ourselves. We're becoming the mom and dad we needed within us for our inner child to feel safe, to feel activated, so that we are going into every experience with an open heart, with childlike awe and wonder, we're just playing. I don't know what I'm doing up here. I'm just playing. Thanks for coming to my play session. Because when we think we know what we're doing, that's coming from an ego or from when we're just living from our inner child, we're just following our greatest excitement and joy. And what we create, if you ever sit with children and see what they create when they're, feeling safe to be who they are and they're in a supportive environment, they're creating a whole world of magic that if they invite you into, you're going to get something magical from. And that's what we're all here to do for our entire life. We're not meant to shut that off. And that's what we get to remember. So the feminine energy, this has been the energy that the world at large has been scared of, because when the feminine energy is activated and full, this level of control and people taking advantage of each other, these structures and a hierarchy that has built our world, this matrix that we've lived in, this harvesting from people and taking advantage of people, when the feminine is healthy and active, that can exist. So they had to make the feminine bad and scary and remove it from the teachings so that that wasn't a whole part of society, so that they could be in control. I don't know who they is. There's lots of possibilities. That's neither here nor there. This is where we are. I have lots of theories. It's all fun. But what we truly know is really what's inside of us and what we're here to do. And if we take all that energy off of what they, because ultimately it's all consciousness. Experiencing itself as consciousness, which is, they is me. They is the part of me that needed to teach me the lesson to activate my inner power, to no longer be taken advantage of. Is that your answer for they? Yeah. See, we're like ding, 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 ding.
It's me.
Ultimately, it's like playing a video game and each boss gets a little bit harder, so you keep having the same experience. You're like, man, this was a different person and I just created that same experience, and you thought they were the next boss, and you ultimately get to the big boss at the end, the big scary one that's the hardest to beat, and it was you all along. I'm like, oh, it was me. And then all is just loving yourself. That's all it is. So the divine feminine energy is represented by the goddess, the moon, the night, the winter, all the things they made scary, right? The heart, emotion, our sensing and our feeling, the unknown, the subconscious, our inner world. So the key energies of the feminine is being intuitive and fluid and open, compassionate, receiving, creative, experiential, evaluation, allowing, rest, being, play, protected, passive, receptive, reflective, inward, looks at the whole, whereas masculine energy looks at the parts and the flow. The masculine energy is logical and linear, and boundaries, accountability, giving, technical, precision, confidence, striving, action, doing, discipline, protector, active, expansiveness, outward, and looks at parts and is linear. All these things are good things. It's when it's out of balance, therein lies the problem. And this is, the yin and the yang. This is the duality. This is the two parts of creation, is this masculine and feminine. So this is the book that I wrote. I'm about to get the oils, and we're going to experience that. But this gives you just a little bit of this teaching, and the rest of the book is small because I don't have your answers. Your answers are in you. And the book is to guide you into yourself through journal prompts and affirmations and activities to uncover these parts that we see out there, but we don't realize is in here, that we have this cognitive dissonance. I call these embodiment boxes. I made them for myself first because I saw the pattern outside of me that people talk about these things, but I noticed they're not actually living it and embodied it and doing it. And I was like, I'm not going to go on this path and talk about it and not do it. I want to embody this energy. The oils, they hold the frequency. They're the bridge. They're holding the frequency of what we're tuning into. But if we're not doing the conscious work to do meet them halfway, the bridge, then we keep reprogramming the same thing. So there's people using oils, and essential oils have to have a frequency in order for them to be effective. Most oils in the market are dead oil. They don't communicate with the body. So when we put on a true oil and you put on a true oil, your body's going to do something completely different with it. My body will tell it what to do. If you don't have the energetic component, it's not communicating to the body. So it can force the body to do something it's not needed. So you can cause harm, or it's doing nothing because it's not able to communicate. So when we have real frequency oils, they're the bridge. So I see people doing the conscious work without the oils. The oils will go in your DNA, take out what wasn't meant to be there, re-put you back to blueprint original design. And if you keep thinking the same thoughts and telling the same story that you've always thought and told, you're going to keep creating the same thing. So it's that conscious work with the oils. Then I see people doing the conscious work without the oils. And what you can do in a week and in a year, this is complete transformation, rapid, in a good way, with play and fun and ease. It doesn't have to be hard and scary, but it doesn't have to take so long to go through all those layers. Like, okay, now this layer, now this layer. This can go right to the root, and you reprogram what you're choosing instead. And you can create a whole different reality of your life very quickly, whether that's getting out of dis-ease or activating your highest potential and purpose. So the wounded feminine looks like afraid to use our voice, codependent, compromising integrity, being in desperation, drowning in emotions, insecure, jealous, low self-worth, manipulation, needy, oversharing, powerless, self-sacrificing, sensitive, out of balance, taking victimhood and weakness. And the healthy feminine looks like allowing, collaborating, being compassionate, creative, in ease, emotional, feeling, flexible, flow, gentle, grounded, in flow, intuitive, kind, magnetic, nurturing, open, patient, radiance, receptive, sensitivity, sensual, stillness, surrender, tenderness, trusting, unconditional love, understanding, and vulnerable. And I'm just putting these vibrations of these words out here because it's now here, and this will continue to have a ripple effect. We don't have to have the mind doesn't have to make sense of it all right now. That's the beautiful thing about vibration, is we put it in the field and then it has this ripple effect of what's happening. But that's just to remind our body of both of these energies and the potential to live in that healthy expression within myself in all those activated categories. So what I would do when I made this for myself, I would sit with this embodiment box, and it comes with a tea, an herbal tea here. And the herbs balance our masculine and feminine energy. And I would make a cup of tea. I have 3 kids, 3 boys. I unschool, they're with me all the time. And at the time when I started this work, they were like 3, 6, and 9. They're now 6, 9, and 12. And so this was like, I had 5 minutes, 5 minutes a day to change my whole life. And I knew how powerful the oils are. So then I took the information and got it, one of my gifts is to take a whole bunch of information and take it to like, what's the most important thing? And I wanted to embody these energies. That was the purpose that I set out for this work. And I would just look at that chart of the masculine and feminine energy, have a cup of tea. I would roll these on. We're about to do this. I'll pass the oils around. And I would hold the palm stones and just have a little meditation, 5 minutes of where in my life, show me. Show me where this is off. Show me where I can, where it's coming from, where I can hold it, where I can heal it, where I can love it, so that it's an integrated part of me. And working in our masculine, feminine energy, besides creating that safe foundation for the inner child, for us to live from our freest, fullest part of ourselves, from our heart space, it also is how we experience relationships. So when we heal that masculine, feminine energy in us, this is like giving and receiving, doing and resting. So all these things that were in balance with me, that as I healed those imbalances within myself, my relationships changed. Why did I always attract all these takers that would come and just take and steal from me? Oh, because I was in balance with giving and giving and giving, and I wasn't comfortable receiving. So now let me figure out, why am I not comfortable receiving? Oh, it's just a self-worth issue. Why do I believe I'm not worthy? Oh, because I feel guilty if someone has and I don't, or if I have and somebody else doesn't. Wow, that's a codependency, because we are all here having our own experience, and their divine experience is their teacher and mine is my teacher. And I don't have to block what I'm able to receive so that somebody else doesn't feel bad that I have and they don't. So that's just an example of a stream of consciousness that can come in and doing the inner work and making those shifts. So then what do we choose instead? So the book has tons of I am affirmations of what we're choosing instead. I am comfortable receiving. I love receiving. I am comfortable with abundance. I love receiving my worth. I love receiving my value, right? And then relationships and experiences started shifting. In business, most of us are in our masculine or our feminine too heavily. And I was way in the masculine in business in my old life. And I was doing and doing and doing, always from stress and force and, just from this nervous system that was going like this. And I got to create, once I did all this inner work for myself, I was like, okay, what am I here to do? And I hear so clearly, you're here to create what you made for yourself, for everybody else. Okay, but I had this PTSD because I healed my feminine so much of bringing my masculine back online. I'm not gonna do this from that same energy. If I'm doing business again, it's not gonna be from force. And wow, can I trust that business can be successful if I do it from ease and flow and from sitting back and leaning back and receiving vision, and a little bit of action, and the right action can create more of a ripple than me spinning my wheels doing it from what I think I know to do. And the answer is yes. So I've gotten to put all of these theories into practice and see, and it's all quantum physics. It's, these principles that we see it and we agree with it, but to actually live it and trust that that's really how it is a different story. And that's where these practices are incredible for shifting our life. from what we believe to what we're actually living and doing and speaking. So if you all would like, I'm going to pass around a moonstone and a sunstone. Grab one from each bag. So I'll pass them like this so we can make a nice figure 8. We're working with sacred geometry here. And take one from each bag so that you'll have 2. And I'm going to pass these rollers, and I'll do the same thing so we can make this beautiful figure 8 of the masculine, feminine energy, creating that harmonic shape. So the black one here is, remember, the feminine represents the night and the moon. People always, even after the teaching, they see this and they're like, but how is that? I thought that's the masculine. The feminine represents the dark, the void, the things that we're afraid of, sitting with ourselves and being in the unknown. Or if we're spiritual adrenaline junkies, we love to skydive in these realms. And the feminine side of our body is our left side. I'm going to create this masculine structure with these rules, and please know the feminine and the Aquarian in me says all rules are meant to be broken. We'll try it this way, but when I would sit with these, I would do it the other way and try it different ways because it's moving energy in all kinds of ways. There's no set way to do it, and that's why the books are so small too, because these key activities or exercises, experiences are just to give you an idea to unlock your limitless possibility and potential. It's just a springboard for you to play with your inner child and discover all these possibilities within your consciousness. I love to work with the spiral because that's how energy moves. Most people live their life in a circle. They just keep going around the same merry-go-round. And these tools are meant to break us out of the loop and move into the way energy actually moves, which is a spiral. We should be elevating and expanding in all directions because energy can't move in one direction. You want to go up, you got to go down. You want to go outward greater, you got to go within greater. That's just how the energy moves. You want to speed up, you got to slow down. So on the left side of our body, we'll roll a black one. And because this is the energy going inward, we're going to start outward and go inward. I will pass this way. To the left, to the left.
You said, oh, I said left.
Yes. And if your body does something different, that's perfect too. The rules are meant to be broken. And then on our right side, our masculine side of our body, we'll use the clear roller, the masculine. And we're going to, because this is how our energy goes out in the world, we're going to start in the center and spiral outwards. And I will pass this one this way. Thank you. And then once you have both rollers, both hands are sufficiently oiled. Anybody want to guess? Is the sunstone? We have sunstone and moonstone. Which one's masculine, which one's feminine?
Sunstone has masculine.
Right, because it's how we are outward in the world. Yes, and the energy most people are more comfortable with the day and in the summer versus the night in the winter. So the sunstone will go in our right hand.
So the sunstone is the colored one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then the moonstone is this one. This is rainbow moonstone. And that can go in your left hand. Moonstone is an incredibly powerful tool for doing the inner work when you're going into the darkness, into the void. If you've seen people on their spiritual journeys, they're not really grounded and tethered, they get lost. You can get lost in the expansiveness of unlimited consciousness. Moonstone is beautiful for doing shadow work. People use that term. People use it sometimes like it's bad or scary, and all it means is what's unconscious, and that's where your gifts lie. Some like shadow work, inner work, it's a good thing. And when you have moonstone, it's like a lighthouse in that void that helps keep guiding you on really what's for you and what's for your path. So you can go in all kinds of directions. They're all good in God, and they'll all lead you back to the same path. And it's nice to have a flashlight in the dark. Okay, so you'll hold those in your hands. And when you feel comfortable, if you feel comfortable, you can close down your eyes. And just trust that whatever comes to mind, whatever reflection comes up from everything we just shared and talked about, is perfect for you in this moment.
This was very peaceful.
Good. So that can bring a lot of balance and awareness to how our energy is moving within us, and creates the shift of how our energy, when we can create that harmony within us, it creates a harmonic experience outside of ourselves. And when we have that foundation, then we can activate our inner child fully. Until then, that inner child is in there somewhere, feeling not safe to be seen, not safe to play, not safe to make mistakes. You know, whatever it is, whatever story has been a part of our own experience from our childhood, that's something that we get to heal from that masculine feminine. After we do this inner child activation, then I will play the bowls for a meditation for us to consider that whole trinity. But right now we're going to move now to the inner child. So the inner child, in my exploration of it, is our superpower. And activating our inner child, bringing her out to play, balancing our inner child with the rest of us, we also have our adult selves, we have our elder self, because time is not linear. All the parts of us are already there. We can access all of them at any point in time. We can ask our 80-year-old or 120-year-old self, hey, give me some wisdom now. I could use your guidance right now. We can go backwards and forwards in time because it's a spiral. And balancing our inner child with the rest of who we are is the key to our life of peace, joy, fun, freedom, decreases our stress. It's the key to staying young and vibrant and youthful, being our most magnetic and dynamic self, and creating the life of our dreams, doing what we're really here to do. That's who we all came in as. And somewhere along the way, we allowed ourselves to be disempowered so that we could learn again. And it's all part of the journey to grow. And when you realize that everything is just vibration, I like to say, don't take it personal, it's just energy. So if I can detach from the emotional attachment to it and just look at the energy, it's like a game, it's like a video game. I'm programming, okay, what energy do I want to experience then? I got to learn the great lesson. I was a career gymnast, and pain was a regular part of my life. And because I chose competition over listening to my body, I would compete with injuries and everything else. And I realized, because how we do one thing is how we do all things. So when we're having a hard time, when we're like, oh, what is this thing? Look somewhere else that it's easier to see. You know, if we're having I look at the energy as like, okay, I'm feeling a block here, so let me look over here. And I would create painful experiences in my life to learn these lessons from, pancreatic cancer, for instance, just like I did in gymnastics, because I had this belief, and it's not personal because it didn't start with us. Somewhere in my ancestral line, there was this belief that in order for me to grow and learn, it has to be painful. And I was like, oh, I can choose to learn from love instead. And I realized this about 2 years ago, and the experiences, because I still look for the lessons, I still get to learn, I'm still growing and you know, but I get to learn from grace and ease and fun and play. It doesn't have to be painful and scary. So when you look at all the energy, I just say, what energy do I want to create today? How do I want to experience this? It's like our life is a canvas, and there is this destiny, right? Like your life is going to paint a tree, for instance, but you get to decide what color of tree is it. Is it this barely grown, straggly, hanging on by the end of its life, withered old tree? Or is it this abundant, rainbow-colored, beautiful tree that all the animals of the forest live in and all the children play in? And that's the part we get to paint the canvas with our frequency. So I'm like, life is a game. It's a game of energy. How do you want to play it? And that's where my inner child gets to come out and play. When you get stuck, when you feel like you're stuck at something, when I'm having a block of, oh, I know I'm called to create this or do this, how do I do it? And I'm not seeing it, and I get stuck, I play. Go play. And that's where the answer always lies in. I always say also, when in doubt, play it out. When you find yourself in a habit of consuming and critiquing and not feeling alive, that's when it's time to stop everything and go outside and play. Go jump on a trampoline, go be a kid again, go do what you loved doing as a kid. I just put on my rollerblades for the first time the other day in 15 years. My son got rollerblades, and I was like, oh, I have rollerblades, let me just put them on. And I don't even think about these things. I put them on, and I started skating. I was like, I haven't done this in 15 years. Why did I forget? I'm remembering to play. So the superpowers of the inner child is our play, it's our creativity, it's our imagination, it's where we meditate, it's where we visualize. It's the balance of the feminine. It removes lines, toss out the rules, step outside the box. It's being in the present moment. Children really have a hard time with the understanding of time outside of the present moment. I rarely tell my kids what we're doing tomorrow, because then all they can think about is tomorrow. And I'm like, no, like, we're right here. This is where we are. And when we live in this moment, time seems almost endless, because everything is here and now. Conscious language is so beautiful when we choose what we're creating by the words we're speaking. And when you look at other languages, the Hopi don't even have past and future terms. There is no was. They didn't die. They weren't, they were. No, they are. Everything is here. Everything is now. And I think that's a beautiful teaching. And then it's also feeling it all, the power of our emotions. We have to teach children to stop feeling their emotions. How would we look if we were somatically moving our body the way kids do? And how do we get to change our world where it's not weird being in the grocery store and being like, I gotta skip over to get if I tell my kids to go grab something, they're turning, they're skipping. And
I'll skip sometimes if I'm hiking.
What if we lost our inhibition too, right? Because we're literally restricting our energy based on how strangers in this video game matrix, they're NPCs in our reality. We're the star of our show. We're the writer, director, producer of our movie. What are we creating? I choose to dance in the aisles of the grocery store because why not? And through all of this is what we find. This is where we find what lights us up and what we're really here to do. And if we follow that, we become magnetic for what is meant for us. We don't have to do it from this force and stress. So our inner child activation. My inner child had so much fun creating this set, because I love the elements, and I have an elements box, and I love the chakras, and I have a chakras box. And adding the inner child to those pieces is another element of a frequency we get to create. And the elf realm is the realm of the element of earth. So when I pass these out, you can feel free, and I love to do the spiral on my left hand, is how I start all oils. And then I take my right hand and I spin it 3 times clockwise. That's like ask, seek, and knock, and you shall find. The number of 3 is a trinity. And you spin it clockwise, because that's actually the way our DNA is moving. So you're activating these.
It's an inward spiral?
It doesn't matter.
What does it matter?
Yeah, I just do a spiral, but you're spinning them. You can do inward, you can do outward. Maybe you're moving it inward, maybe you're moving it outward. People also ask, do you do it when you do the spiral, do you do it clockwise or counterclockwise? And I recognize that I like to not think about them, I like to just do it and then ask, why did I do it that way? And then in the meditation, I'll find the answer is, oh, you're unwinding. If you're going counterclockwise to something, I'm unwinding this thing. Or if I went inward, I'm going inward. Oh, I'm taking this outward. Oh, I'm moving this thing forward. So there's lots of different ways to play with it. And you'll probably find more than I've discovered, because that's what we're all here to do. So after I do that, I breathe it in, make a little tint over my nose, and I like to take at least 3 deep breaths, again for that numerology of 3. And then for these, I like to put it on the body that it governs. So this is the root chakra. So I'll just, and you're energetically, and the molecules are going where they need to, but you can just put it down your legs, putting it on your ankles, rubbing it on your feet is a good place for it. And what the elf realm teaches us is the wisdom of the forest, the wisdom of nature. That if we just look at how nature moves, look at the seasons, look at how everything in nature moves, it's how we were governed to move. And we forgot, because we got put on these false calendars so that we would accept the false time of the false matrix. And when we get back in alignment and the rhythm of the earth that is our home, we are in alignment. And a lot of dis-ease comes from trying to force our life into fake time and fake calendars. Starting a new year January 1st. A new year doesn't begin in the middle of winter. It begins at the new moon in the new season of spring. that is energetically the beginning of the new year. And when you take that whole winter season to do what winter is meant for, which is go within, not the time to have the most parties outward and hosting and gatherings, right? All these false things are put on the calendar to get us out of the alignment and the rhythm. The elf realm teaches us the wisdom of the forest and helps with rooting and activating our earth element. So these come with a teaching as well, and the journal prompts and activities, and they also come with a bedtime story to read to your inner child that's about an elf in the forest and the things. And then we have the realm, the mermaid, representing the realm of the water element, which is our womb space. All humans have a womb chakra, it's your creative center, your sacral chakra. This is also that houses the most water in our body. It's where our emotions come from. That gut feeling, that gut reaction. And emotions are simply energy in motion. Like everything else, like all dis-ease, they're just there to be a messenger and a teacher. So anything that we push away from us in quantum physics slams back into us harder. So if I don't want to feel fear and I'm pushing it away, if I don't like the anger, I'm judging myself for being angry and I'm pushing it. I don't like the shame I'm feeling. Any of these, anything that we suppress and oppress becomes disease because we're burying it versus feeling it. Anything we push away slams into us harder, becomes a harder teacher. When reality, we can look at, and I'll pass them out in a minute. I have a frequency chart over here, and I love to give those out and encourage people to hang them in their house. And I check in, not on a judgment of, I'm feeling shame right now, and I don't want to feel this is bad and this is good. No, just as an awareness. I'm feeling shame. Helps me identify what I'm feeling. Okay, shame, thanks for showing up. What are you here to teach me? Because everything was created by Creator. It's all good, it's all God, it's all for us. So I don't have to disempower my emotions. I can learn from them. And the thing that we're restricting or afraid of becomes what consumes us because we're focusing on what we don't want to feel. And where our energy, where our focus is where our energy goes. So these emotions, we become empowered by them versus overtaken by them. And they become just a small piece of the whole pie of everything we can feel versus the thing that we're not wanting to feel, and it becomes what consumes us. We're able to move through the emotional field faster and learn the lessons from them. And that's the power of the mermaid. So it's feeling our emotions, identifying them, being okay with them, loving them, and thanking them for what they're here to teach us. And that helps calm the emotional waters. And the mermaid is also amazing for our voice. It's expressing how we feel, expressing our boundaries, which our dragon is here to help activate. So we have the dragon here. Pass that one. The dragon realm governs our inner fire, our solar plexus. So if we have digestive issues or pancreas issues or any of these things, this is an area that our body requires additional support. And the teachings from the dragon realm is protecting what is most sacred. The legends of the dragons were the campaigns would go to the dragon's caves to steal the treasure, right? They were looking for gold, and the dragons would fire them up and burn them alive, and then the dragons were the bad guys. And the people that were on the campaigns were angry when they realized that there wasn't gold because the treasure was the dragon eggs. These were just mama dragons. And when we look at our inner child that way, when we let our divine feminine, our dark feminine, the dark mother that isn't afraid to use her fire and burn up whatever is coming after what is sacred, which is our child self, we have that inner protector that makes us feel safe to be free. I feel like I can go into the world now being all of who I am, and it doesn't matter who understands me or doesn't. I validate myself. I know my worth. I see who I am. I don't need it outside of me. And that's how I create the experiences of meeting the people who I'm here for. And that's what we all can do and get to do as we remember. And then our fairy. The fairy represents the realm of air. This is our air is our heart, it's our throat, it's our intuition, our mind. And the fairy teaches us, because we can get stuck in our heads, right? And all these thoughts, all these stories, and all these judgments. The fairy teaches us and reminds us to stop taking life so serious. It's not all that serious. It's all just a game. It's fun and play. How do you choose to play? And the fairy, when we really activate our fairy self, we give ourselves our permission to sprinkle our unique fairy dust everywhere we go. Because every person is a unique signature of the divine. Who are we to restrict and hold back what the divine created in us? Being afraid to leave our magic and our whimsy and our essence everywhere we go. Because we are, when we're in this time and space right now, our essence is there forever. Our energetic blueprint, this experience right here, is here, and it always was, and it always will be, because we did it now. And that's what happens when we go through our world and our life. And we are doing ourselves, and we're doing the world and the people in that space, and the people who will be there after, and the people who came there before, a disservice when we're holding anything back but our highest joy and excitement and blueprint for life. And then the unicorn. I like to roll this one here. When I'm working with my own, not everybody wants to put the same roller on their foreheads, but I love to roll this one in a spiral on my unicorn horn, because we all have them. It's our pineal gland. It's our intuition to see into the worlds beyond what's available here. And our imagination, our inner child lives in our imagination. That word, imagine, is I'm a genie. Imagine realizing, I'm sure at some point, if any of us have seen Aladdin, we imagined, wow, how cool it would be to have a magic lamp and a genie and get 3 wishes. And when we realize I'm the genie, and I'm not limited to 3. And that anything I imagine, I have the power to create. Because we are those conscious creators made in the image of a conscious creator. And we have the power to activate our imagination fully from our most innocent, pure, sacred part of ourself. That is what is there as our inner child. And we have the power and the potential to heal. That our light is a healing light for others, that our hands and our touch, the power and presence of our voice when we're in our true alignment of ourselves, brings healing and love and hope to everybody we meet and to our world. And that's what the inner child realm teaches us. As you feel comfortable to close down your eyes, bring your awareness to your breath. Check into your body. Ask your body, what do I need to be more comfortable? Any slight adjustments that creates that expanse for your mind to drop in to the awarenesses beyond what your body is telling you. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Observing your breath. Nothing to force or do or be. Just observing the natural rhythm of your breath, calmly moving in and out. Now imagine within your inner world your inner kingdom or queendom. Imagine the head of the household, the God self, the king, the father, however you choose to identify the masculine within you, however it looks in your realm. And imagine this inner masculine king, God self, standing in wholeness, in peace, in confidence, self-assured, self-actualized, master of the physical realm, provider, protector. Nothing to do or be or prove. All one within himself. Now imagine your inner feminine, your queen, your goddess, your mother within your queendom or kingdom, within your universe, however you identify it, however it looks for you. Imagine the head of that feminine energy within. Imagine her safe, secure, protected. She is safe to feel all that she feels. She is safe to express all that she chooses to express. She is love. She has love, unconditional love, nurturing love for herself, for everyone in your kingdom or queendom, for the whole world. She is at peace. It is well with her soul, for she knows who she is. She knows that she is love in vibration. And there is nothing to do or be or force, nothing to hide, nothing to prove. She is magnetic, she is dynamic. She attracts every experience that is for her and repels anything that is less than love from her life by simply being free to be who she is. And as she stands, she gazes over to the masculine, your inner masculine, your inner king. He gazes back at her. As their eyes meet, they realize with their real eye that their hearts beat as one. That they are completely energetically interconnected. There is no space between. This level of into me, I see, is complete oneness, complete unity. This is divine, sacred union within. This is the possibility that exists within and outside of us. inner king and inner queen, of our God and goddess, of our mother and father. Our inner masculine, our inner feminine is whole, is pure, is true, attuned, and aligned with the highest vibration and expression of each of these energies. And all that is left to do is be and receive and dance. When these energies are in harmony, they create a sacred dance within us. A rhythm that creates a music that we're vibrating at from within. When did we stop hearing the music? When did we stop dancing? When did we stop singing? When did we stop playing? We get to remember that now. Because as our inner mother and father is whole and complete and in unity, our inner child gets to be activated fully and freely, safe. We have the foundation to be the most innocent, purest part of ourselves. Everywhere we go, because we trust ourselves, we trust our inner leadership, we trust our inner nurture. Because our divine Father within tells us, you can do it. And when we perceive we did anything less than divine perfection, because truly there's no such thing, we can only create the illusion that we made a misstep, that we're off track. Our divine mother within reminds us that we are divine perfection. We are divinely protected, divinely perfected, divinely guided at all times. Love is the only thing that can touch our world when we are in unity. Freedom and joy and expansion and expression and abundance is all that there truly is when we stop creating anything less than that. When our inner child feels safe and protected, we have the freedom to play, the freedom to create, for the sake of creating, not for an outcome, not for a future time, but from the present moment, choosing in each present moment our highest choice based on who we truly are. Because our inner mother and father protects us, encourages us, and reminds us of who we are when we forget. And in doing so, we reparent ourselves. We create new quantum experiences for our child self in this lifetime, for those who came before us, our ancestors, for those who will come after us. Even if we don't have our own children, we're impacting the future generations in doing this work. worthy. And our world is worthy of the greatest expression of you. And they're waiting for it. And you get to shine bright. And so it is. Whenever you feel ready to come back to this time and space, you are whole and you are free. You arrived in a good way and you get to leave in a good way. And I'm very thankful for this moment in time that we got to share together. Thank you for being